Welcome to the May 8, 2024 regular meeting of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. The time is 4:30 p.m. I will now call the meeting to order and take roll, and we're all present. Board members, please make sure when you comment, your microphones are on, and remember to talk directly into the microphone. Closed session. The Board of Directors will meet in closed session to discuss the following item: conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, agency negotiators, special legal counsel John Paquette, Atkinson, Anderson, Loya, Rudd, and Romo, Fire Chief Dave Williams, Human Resources Director Anthony Arroyo, and Finance Director Mark Shaker. Employee organizations: Chino Valley Professional Firefighters, Local 3522 Safety Unit, Teamsters Local 1932 Non-Safety Unit, and unrepresented management, confidential, and part-time employees. Do we have any public comments on the closed session item?
We have no request to speak.
Thank you. I will now adjourn the open session to closed session. We will return to open session at 6 p.m. Welcome to the May 8, 2024 regular board meeting of the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors. The time is 6 p.m. and we will now begin the meeting and take roll, and we're all here. Legal counsel, please report out a closed session.
Thank you, Board President Luth. There's no reportable action this evening.
Thank you. If you'd all please stand for the flag salute and remain standing for the invocation. And Director Howie, if you would lead us in the salute.
All right. Hand over your heart. Let's salute our great flag. Ready? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please lead us.
Good evening, everyone. Let us pray. Father God, Lord, we come before you this evening, and we praise you for who you are, the Almighty God, Lord. And Father, what a blessing it is to get together this evening for this Board of Directors meeting, Lord. I pray blessings upon our directors, our fire chief, fire administration, Lord. I lift up the police and fire as well, Lord, those on and off duty and those that may be injured. Father, may your blessings be upon this evening, on this meeting, on the agenda, and all the items that will be discussed. So, Lord, we love you and we praise you, and we ask blessings upon our families. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. All right, clerk of the board, do we have any changes to the agenda?
No changes to the agenda. First item on our agenda tonight is presentations and announcements. And the first item is a proclamation for Wildfire Awareness Month.
Okay, in 2023, wildfires in California devastated vast areas, causing significant damage to property and claiming lives. A substantial portion of these fires were found to be human-caused. Recognizing that education and awareness are crucial in preventing such disasters, there is a call to action for the community to be informed and prepared. Wildfire Awareness Month aims to spread awareness and educate people on actions they can take to protect themselves, their property, and the environment from the destructive impact of wildfires. The Chino Valley Fire District, along with local government agencies and the Carbon Canyon Fire Safe Council, are committed to assisting citizens in making their community safer through programs like Ready, Set, Go, and the Fuel Reduction Program, which offer educational resources and practical assistance in managing wildfire risks. Now, therefore, the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors proclaims the month of May as Wildfire Awareness Month.
The next item on our agenda is a proclamation for Trauma Awareness Month and EMS Week.
Okay. Trauma Awareness Month and EMS Week acknowledges the critical role of emergency medical services as a vital public service. It highlights the readiness of EMS teams to provide life-saving care around the clock, emphasizing the importance of timely access to quality emergency care for improving survival rates. Trauma is identified as a significant cause of death among certain age groups, underscoring the need to raise community awareness about its risks. Now therefore, the Chino Valley Fire District Board of Directors proclaims the month of May as Trauma Awareness Month and the week of May 19th through May 25th, 2024 as the 50th Annual Emergency Medical Services Week.
Next on our agenda is the introduction of our new IT intern, and we invite Froylan Rodriguez to please come forward.
Tonight, we welcome Froylan Rodriguez, who has joined the Chino Valley Fire District as an IT intern. Froylan possesses several IT certificates and is dedicated to his studies. He is graduating from Chaffey College this month with an associate's degree in cybersecurity, and he is also enrolled at California State University, San Bernardino, working toward his bachelor's degree in information technologies with a focus on cybersecurity. Froylan enjoys competitive card games as well as learning more about chess by taking courses to further understand its fundamentals. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Froylan.
Froylan, we just want to thank you. We're very excited to have you here. You're going to fill a much-needed gap in our IT. We have two really phenomenal IT folks, and we look forward to you just supporting them and helping us carry the Chino Valley Fire mission. So thank you.
Thank you. Do you have anything you would like to say? No? That's all right. How about picture those?
Next is our new employee introduction, and we would like to recognize our support services technician, Ryan Moore, and invite him to please come forward.
Tonight, we also welcome Ryan Moore, who has joined the Chino Valley Fire District as our newest support services technician. Ryan previously worked for the city of Claremont, where he specialized in building maintenance and provided support across various maintenance divisions. Ryan is a dedicated professional with a passion for family, sports, and community. Ryan enjoys spending time with his family, especially visiting amusement parks with his nieces and nephew. Ryan is also a big fan of the New York Jets.
Third time.
Please join us in extending a warm welcome to Ryan.
Ryan, we had the pleasure of meeting in the hallway, so we're very, very excited to have you. Again, another gap in our support services, so we're very excited to have you here and, again, help us carry the mission forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
I just want to thank everyone for this opportunity. I feel very blessed and fortunate to be a part of this family, and I'm just going to do everything I can to, well, my title, to support the district and just be a great asset and just do everything I can every day.
Great. Well, we look forward to that. Hold on, one picture.
Oh, one.
We even allowed New York folks to get photos.
Oh, thanks.
Just love it.
Thank you. It's rare.
Next, we have recognition of Deputy Fire Marshal Austin Ott, and we invite Deputy Fire Marshal Austin Ott and Fire Chief Dave Williams forward.
No, you can't go. You gotta stay.
Yes,
I
yes.
say that too.
Oh,
So did the fire station.
yeah, this is a tough one. This evening, we would like to recognize Deputy Fire Marshal Austin Ott for his service to Chino Valley Fire for the past almost 8 years. Austin began his career with Chino Valley Fire in July 2016 as a fire inspector, and in 2018, he was promoted to Deputy Fire Marshal. During his time as Deputy Fire Marshal, he was assigned to community compliance, which has oversight for various programs such as fire and life safety inspections, fireworks enforcement, vegetation management, and public education. Austin also served as a joint coordinator for the Chino Valley Fire Foundation's Make a Child Smile program for the past 6 years. Austin has been a valuable team member for community risk reduction and the fire district. Austin has decided to change career paths and will be leaving his fire family. We would like to wish Austin and his family success and blessings in his new endeavors.
So I had a chance, we had a little luncheon today to honor Austin, so I had a chance to speak, and I've said this publicly lots of times. CRR, or fire prevention, or community risk, whatever you want to call it, it's really sort of the unsung heroes of the fire service. They really take care of a lot of the problems before they get to the suppression folks. It's really, really important that we recognize that at every rank and level in our career in the fire service. What a tremendous loss. Again, I've said this to the Fire Marshal O'Toole several times, is that as the fire chief, when you sit there, the community risk are the things that can get you into hot water quickly in many different levels. And when you have people that are of the quality and caliber as Danielle, but in this case, we're talking about Austin, they help keep things where they're right, where they need to be safe. It's so refreshing that anything that comes through the community risk, I'm typically saying, tell me what we need to do, because that's how good they are at what they do. They understand the politics of what we're dealing with. They understand how to deal with business, our business community. They understand their technical part of the code part of their job. So Austin, I know wherever you're going is going to be greatly benefited from you being there. Tremendous loss for us. Like I said, this is bittersweet. Very happy for you, because it's a decision you've made for your family. Very, very sad for us. I feel that it's a big loss for us. And so, but we, like I said earlier, we welcome you back if you ever want to come back. I'll just leave that there if there's a spot for you. So anyway, congratulations. We're very, very happy. Thank you, sir.
Austin, would you like to say?
Geez, okay. I'll keep it simple. I just want to express my gratitude to everybody here and those that aren't here as well. The last 8 years have just flown by, and we've had a lot of challenges over the years. Obviously, the COVID pandemic, navigating that, and still coming out on top somehow, I feel, with the CRR division, just improving our services every year at the direction of Danielle, of course, our fire marshal. The people here are like family. I was kind of hoping I could say, hey, I found this opportunity, I'm going to take off, and that'd be it. And she said, no, you got to come to the board meeting, and I had to take all that into consideration when I was making this change, but obviously chose what would be best for my family. And I appreciate the support. It's not new. The support from all of you has been there since day one. I'm just so appreciative, and I'll still be around. You don't leave family, you don't leave friends. So, and thank you to the board of directors. It's been a privilege to work here with just a fantastic board. It's truly just an honor to be standing here today and to have that on my resume and on my history. So thank you all, and thank you to the chiefs as well.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
You can always pull your resignation if you want.
Not too late. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, we're going to take a 5-minute break for any additional.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, no, we're not taking a 5-minute break.
Yeah, real quick before everybody goes. Going off script here. This is, not for you. This is National Clerks Week. Angela doesn't know these are for her. This is on behalf of the board and the management. We want to say we appreciate everything you do in keeping us legal and compliant. And this is to honor you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
From the board's perspective, we so much appreciate everything you do and your staff for us, so thank you.
Thank you.
And now we'll take a 5-minute. Oh, yes.
Teamsters wanted to present something to Austin.
Oh, great, great.
Sorry. Really, Jason? I just wanted to personally thank Austin for all that you have done for us as far as CRR. Personally, I want to thank you for being a good friend, supervisor, guiding me with all the things that we've gone through in the 8 years that we worked together, being first-time dads, buying a home. So thank you for all the guidance in that. But as far as this president role, I thought it would be special for us to give you a gift from all the members of Teamsters. So,
Thank you, that's very nice.
yeah, so here you go, Austin. Thank you again for all that you've done for us. Thank you.
Does anybody else?
Okay, 5-minute break, and now we'll resume at 6:20.
Yeah. The next item on our agenda is public communication. This is the time and place for the general public to address the Board of Directors about subjects that do not appear elsewhere on the agenda. The public may address items on the agenda at the time addressed by the board. Due to board policy and Brown Act requirements, action may not be taken on any issue not on the agenda. When you address the board, please state your name and address prior to making your remarks, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. I have no written requests to speak under public communications. Is there anyone present who would like to address the board at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to the liaison reports to Fire District. And we would like to invite up Mayor Pro Tem Karen Comstock, City of Chino.
Good evening, board members and staff. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here to share some relevant news and events that are happening here in the city of Chino. The State of the City 2024. We invite everyone to celebrate Chino with us during the annual State of the City address on Tuesday, May 14th at 6 p.m. at the Chaffey College Chino Community Center, which is located at 5890 College Park Avenue. During our State of the City, we will continue to outline the city's accomplishments over the past year and offer a glimpse into Chino's bright future. This year's theme is From Heritage to Horizon, which captures the essence of our town moving forward while also paying tribute to our roots. Visit the cityofchino.org/SOTC for more information, and we hope to see some of you there. Chino Bike Day. Chino cyclists of all ages are invited to join us for a beautiful morning bike ride during our annual Chino Bike Day this Saturday, May 11th, from 7:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Ayala Park. Chino Bike Day is a fun, family-friendly morning featuring helmet giveaways and bike registration. It also features a bicycle obstacle course, kids' activities and crafts, and a family bike ride led by our very own Chino Police Department at 9:30 a.m. For more information, call the Carolyn Owens Community Center at 909-334-3258, and we also hope to see you there. And finally, we encourage the entire community to make your voice heard in regard to the ongoing transfer of death row prisoners to the California Institution for Men, also known as CIM. The City of Chino and Chino Hills are each alarmed by the transfer of the recent 39, and probably more now, plus death row inmates to CIM, a prison with a history of structural issues, riots, and escapes. Just yesterday, the cities of Chino Hills and Chino, in addition to the Chino Valley Fire District, and our fellow brothers and sisters throughout the county from law enforcement and their leaders held a joint press release calling upon the state and the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation to remove these inmates from CIM and fix the prison so it can adequately house existing criminals who are currently incarcerated. Currently, there are over 1,000 community members who have signed our petition calling upon Governor Newsom and the CDCR to keep Chino Valley safe. To learn more about this petition, please visit cityofchino.org/CIM. We had a great press release yesterday. Chief, thank you for being there to support us. We had a lot of local support. Unfortunately, this is going to continue to be an ongoing issue for us. I do know that there was a couple of council members that did actually tour the facility this week. They're out on the sea yard, and it's actually mind-boggling for me to say that the California Institution for Men is housing death row inmates. And I think if you want to see like a really well-stated point on this, you can actually watch Councilmember Lucio's closing comments in our council meeting last night. About every year in the state of California, we have about 1,000 to 2,000 homicides each year in this state. And so if you multiply those years just since 1980 or beyond, one of the things that Councilmember Lucio put a very poignant touch on is that there's about 700 people who are on death row. So of all those murders, not everybody faces or gets convicted of the death penalty. So what we're trying to explain, because people are asking, well, what, why is it such a big deal? Because these offenders have committed some of the worst crimes. I mean, they're some unimaginable crimes, and I assure you, these are people who you would not want to be your neighbor, right? I mean, there are certain people when the crimes that they commit are so heinous and so egregious that we say to each other as a society, you have to be removed, and we have to protect you from being able to commit these crimes again. And I assure you, even though what the governor and the California Department of Corrections is saying is, well, we've selected yards that have an electrified fence, or we believe that that's going to be suitable for them to program in order to pay restitution to their victims. Well, I can't think of very many victims that want that restitution. In fact, most of those victims, including most of society, would rather see the people's will carried out upon these offenders. So I just want to thank you, Chief, for your support in that. And if you know anybody that can please help us with this, I think it's going to take just more public outrage and, quite frankly, more public shaming of the California Department of Corrections to this very, very serious public safety matter. If there's no other questions about that, I will conclude my comments, and thank you for your time this evening.
Can I make a quick comment? Karen, thank you, and the city, both cities, in fact, for picking up this torch and making the community aware of this, because it's all basically has happened in the last 30 days that we've even known about this whole situation at CIM. And so hopefully the state, I'm sure they're not going to take those inmates out, but hopefully they can start pouring in some money for some better security. I think, obviously we'd like them to take those inmates out, but they have to start spending some money because that facility is just not safe. I got to walk that facility with you years ago, and it was, I have an electrified fence, and it's probably lucky if it works, 2 weeks out of the month. But thank you for all the work that you guys are doing, and it's both cities also.
Yes, you're welcome, Director Howe. I've never been so insulted at a meeting in Sacramento that was the week that we were up there for Cal Cities Week. When we sat down to meet with Director Broomfield, I was telling him about just my history about, throughout my career, from the time that, Kevin Cooper's escaped through my being the chief of police. And basically this guy put his hand up in front of my face at one point and said, I don't want to hear from you anymore. I'm done listening to you. Get to your point. And I basically said to him, well, I'm not finished. And you're going to listen to me. And if I have said anything wrong to you, and I haven't, or offensive, I can fly to Chino right now and pick up 20 people that would fly up here and be yelling and screaming and cussing at you. And that's what my constituency is sitting up here to tell you, that this is wrong, and you know it's wrong. And just that their attitude is, hey, we're going to do what we want to do in these areas. And it's so frustrating. It's so disappointing, and there will be a problem here, and it'll just be like, our bad, or oh my, when will it happen? I don't know, but it will happen because of the way that they're going to program these inmates, and the facility just isn't equipped, and that's not just for those inmates, right? In the surrounding public safety issue, it's for the good men and women, the hardworking men and women correctional officers down there that have a mission to perform every single day, and I know people that work there. And they don't like it either, but they don't have the autonomy, nor does the warden, to really say, hey, they are required to carry out, the direction of the Secretary of Corrections. So they're in a difficult position. So, thank you.
And I have a comment also. I was able to tour the prison yesterday, and was actually surprised because where they're housing these inmates is not part of the general prison. It's like another prison out there. They call it the East Wing or something like that.
It was more of their higher level maximum security. Also an area where the Board of Prison Terms used to hold their parole hearings. Yeah, so.
They called it a level 2 prison.
Well, at its best, it would be level 2, yes. That's the highest it was ever, the prison was ever.
That's what the warden said. He told me yesterday it was a level 2 prison. And it does have the electrified fence. They have 2 guard towers that are manned with guns, and 2 that are manned when the electric fence goes down, or if it should go down, I was told yesterday. But that facility, I was surprised, it will house a little over 800, and they have a little less than 700 in there now. of not only the death row, but life without parole and lifers. And so there's far more out there than just death row inmates. But it is away from the main prison, and I didn't even know that existed out there until I went out there yesterday.
It's been out there for quite some time.
But it was, but I was able to meet the warden yesterday, and I was really happy to be able to meet him, because I'd never met him before. But they are in our community, and it's just not the ones that are there now. We've had them out there for quite a while. So not death row, but life without parole.
The LWOPers are, I authored a letter in 2017 about asking them not to put LWOPers there. That's how it started, right? We didn't have LWOPers there for a long period of time. Asked them, hey, this is not the right yard for LWOPers. But, the condemned inmates, that's a whole different ballgame. It really is in the transportation and the security of those inmates. And, it's the selective enforcement of the initiative. There's part of the initiative that they're completely ignoring. In fact, when we were meeting with Mr. Broomfield, his comment to us and his staff's comment to us was, it's just not our fault that ignorant voters in the state of California voted for Proposition 66 and didn't read the fine print about the programming of these death row inmates. That was their comment to us. That's how flippant they are about this. So they're taking the circumstances and the language in that proposition, in that voter-based initiative, and only applying what they want and not complying with the rest of the law to keep condemned inmates on a condemned yard. They're manipulating that voter-based initiative. And in addition to that voter-based initiative was also talking about the people of the state of California wanting for their voice to be heard in the imposition of the death penalty, which is conveniently a part that the governor refuses to do to this day. So it's very frustrating. Anyway, I could go on, but I won't tonight. Thank you for your time. And I will continue to keep fighting that fight.
Next, we invite Vice Mayor Art Bennett from the city of Chino Hills.
Beat that, Art.
I tell you what, we are so blessed to have Karen around. I'll get back to that in a second, but board president, vice president, board members, chief, and executive staff. Yeah, I was not able to attend yesterday, the press conference. They wanted to limit only 2 council members from the city to go because of Brown Act issues and that. But I got good reports, and I had just heard before you talked about this meeting you had in Sacramento last week. I had heard already about how fiery it got in your face, and I'm thinking, if there's anybody you don't want to get in their face, there's the lady. She spent her whole career from explorer on up to chief of police, knowing all about the intricacies of the CIM. So we are lucky to have someone that is fighting on our side against this atrocity of them moving these prisoners. It's just one more illustration of how government is out of tune with all of us, and they don't really care about the average person out in the field, if you will. A couple things, we will continue to have our blood drives on Tuesday from 12 to 5 at the Government Center. She's already covered what happened with the press conference yesterday. If you missed the news, it was all over the news last night. There's some very good coverage. I think one of the most effective people that were on there was Mary Ann Hughes, talking about her son, Christopher. And I brought that up, I think, last meeting, that, Bill passed away last September and never got closure, 40 years later, for this atrocity. So last night, I want to thank both Mike and Sarah for being at the Crossroads Park grand reopening. This is the all-inclusive playground that was put in. It's been funded partly by the city and by the Community Foundation, and basically a $1.3 million of renovation includes state-of-the-art inclusive playground equipment designed for individuals with mobility challenges and sensory sensitivities, large-scale musical instruments such as jazz, harmonic chimes, ramps, transfer areas, accessible pathways, improved lighting, new picture tables, and everything. And Peter Rogers was telling me the sad news before the meeting that some vandals got in there, and those chimes that were there that you saw, they were hitting them with rebar and dented them up and put some damage on them. So just another sign of we've got crazy people out there with no respect for anything. So it's a tough time we're living in right now. The city of Chino Hills will, in collaboration with Waste Management, will be hosting an organics and recycling workshop for residents tomorrow night, May 9th at 6 o'clock at the community center. This is, a lot of the people with a new waste hauler in Chino Hills, they don't really understand what the 3 bins are for and what you should put in them and how you can contaminate the bins and with the recycle and that if you put the wrong items in them. So we're gonna be trying to educate our people on that. And then finally, the great thing we're looking forward to at the end of this month is looking forward to attending the groundbreaking for Station 68 on May 30th. So with that, I will conclude my remarks, but my privilege to be here. And Karen, keep up the fight. I know you, God bless you. Really appreciate it.
Next, we invite Jeff Taitula, Vice President for Chino Valley Fire Foundation.
Board of Directors, Chiefs, Executive Staff, I'm gonna keep it really short. We have our car show coming up on the 18th. We have one more spot available. So if you know anybody that needs it, you might wanna get to them pretty quick. And really, that's all I have for our upcoming events. But since it is Wildfire Awareness Month, I'd like to call Charlie up for a minute. And the foundation would actually like to present you a check for the Fire Safe Council. Thank you guys for everything you do, keeping the canyon safe as you can.
Thank you very
Really
much.
appreciate it. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, thank you
And
very
don't go
much.
too far, because I think you're up next.
Should I just stand here? You don't
Chair.
need, I don't think you need to introduce me, but anyway. And I'll add a little more levity. I root for the New York Giants, so, you know. All you gotta do is listen to me speak for 5 seconds and you understand that. Anyway, I'm really up here just to say that on last Saturday, we had our semi-annual brush clearance. And once again, we were able to put 2 40-yard dumpsters to good use, and we filled them both up. So that's quite a bit of flammable material, and it was different. There were a couple of downed oak trees that were found their way into the dumpsters, and one guy trimmed half a dozen palm trees. And the best one was a guy across the street who cleared his entire vacant lot, of which there's nothing on there. And then the guy was supposed to haul it across the street to us, was a half hour late, and the guy was worried we were leaving. But he got there in time, and he was very good. He helped us put the oak trees in there. But it was very successful, and I have to give a shout out to Waste Management. I know they get a lot of flack sometimes, but they handled it beautifully. They were there at 7, they switched it out at 10, and they were back there at 1. And we couldn't ask for any better service from them. And it's really a big help to the city. And, you know, as Fire Marshal O'Toole knows, it's what you take out that can keep the suppression guys from having to be as busy as they don't need or don't want to be. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie, you real quick, was the vegetation this year as bad as it was last year? We had a little less rain this year than last year.
I think you know what, it stays the same because a lot of people use that to take their heavy stuff. They don't want to piecemeal it. You can use those black organic things. That's what, I actually know how to do it, Mark. But it's for green waste and stuff, and people don't want to use it, you know, over a course of 2 or 3 months. So they just drop a tree down, and we publicize it on Facebook. We have signs that we put up out through the canyon, and all of a sudden these guys come out of the woodwork. And most of it is in the Sleepy Hollow area, although we had some guys from Cannon Lane come. But yeah, the brush is probably more, I don't think you're gonna see it now. I think, and I don't know if Danielle will agree, that I think you'll see it in July or August. You know, where all of a sudden you're gonna look up and the hills aren't green anymore, and that stuff can burn like this. So, but it was very nice, and everybody cooperated, and the guys who came actually helped out more than they have in previous years. I've become a very good supervisor, believe me.
And thank you
We
again,
haven't-
Charlie, because the efforts that you make, and there's a few on the council as well, who consistently show up for this, and man that big, haul off. I really appreciate that, because it's very, very helpful to our community and to the foundation. I'm extremely ecstatic,
know what to
and I
say.
can't even tell you how grateful I am for that donation. Yes, thank you.
We do have an opening in, Charlie, we do have an opening in fire prevention if you're looking.
I might pass the test because I've been to fire school twice, but I think Mrs. Blank might have something to say.
Yeah, but I can be blank, blank.
That concludes our liaison reports to Fire District, and the next item on the agenda is the consent calendar.
All right, do we have any public comments on the consent calendar?
We have no request to speak on the consent calendar.
All right. Do any board members wish to pull an item for discussion? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Director Krieger and a second by Director DeMonico. Please vote, please vote.
All in favor?
All in favor? Geez, that's what I'm looking for. Aye. Whew. It's been a long meeting. Okay, so with that, we are on to the Fire Chief Dave Williams, for your comments.
Thank you, President Luth. Under personnel development activities for the month of April, all fire suppression personnel attended our annual live fire training at our very own training center. April 10th and 11th, fire crews attended an after-action review of the compressed natural gas refuse truck incident hosted by LA City Fire Department. So basically, we had some folks go over there and review that incident so that we could bring that information back here should we have a similar situation. In collaboration with the Rojas Communication Group, I had the opportunity to present on an item securing state funding at FDAC in Monterey on April 24th. On May 1st, fire suppression personnel attended the San Bernardino County Annual Wildland Cooperators Meeting. Under Board Activities and Public Relations, Tuesday, April 16th, staff collaborated with Legacy One and raised the Donate for Life flag across all fire district facilities. On April 27th, board and several staff attended the annual corn feed car show in the city of Chino. In addition, the fire district staffed a medic cart for the event. Under organizational items of interest, Emergency Staff Services conducted company officer meetings in the month of April. Move it over here. Let's redo that one. Under organizational items of interest, emergency staff conducted company officer meetings in the month of April. April 10th, staff conducted its annual joint management budget review. On April 11th, I met with several other West End fire chiefs and stakeholders to discuss ambulance transport items. On April 13th, public education specialist Nancy Kidd and administrative assistant Sandy Ortiz facilitated the Sharps collection over at the training center. We served 41 residents and collected 132 Sharps containers. So thank you to those two individuals. On April 17th, through the support of the Fire Foundation and the Heart Safe, Bleed Safe cadre, donated their 56th AED and 497th trauma kit. So this thing continues to grow, which is phenomenal. On April 19th, Fire Marshal O'Toole provided a presentation to local realtors group. The presentation covered our vegetation management program, residential sprinklers, and Community Connect. On April 23rd, Battalion Chief DeSoto attended the roundtable discussion with Congresswoman Young Kim. On April 30th, I attended the joint Confire Admin Chiefs meeting in Loma Linda, and I'll have a report on Confire at the end of this report. Later that evening, April 30th, board and staff attended the Chino Hills State of the City, a great event. On May 1st, the command staff and I attended San Bernardino County Annual Wilderness Cooperators Meeting. Over to Human Resources update. We opened up recruitment for administrative assistant. To date, we have 228 applications, and the closing day is tomorrow. So there's still one more chance to get your application submitted. We also had the opportunity to go out to one of our training over this last week and promote engineer Ian Haddad. So Ian did very well in his exam. I'm very proud to be able to provide his engineer badge and shield to him. He's going to do a great job for the district. Under emergency response and support, I thought it was very important that we make mention that the month of April was extremely busy when it came to cardiac arrest. We had 4 community members that are still with us after experiencing a return of spontaneous circulation, what we know as ROS, due to the amazing work of our firefighter paramedics. So we look forward to being able to recognize those folks in the future by placing their coins up on our board here. So great work by all of our firefighter medics. I'll leave the upcoming meetings events are listed for the board's purview, and then Confire items of interest. Confire is continuing to work through its committee to secure a new director, and very, very happy to report that come June 23rd, we will finally be having our EMS nurse, Parham, return to the district and get things back on track for us here in that position. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Now it's time for board member comments. Director DeMonico.
Okay, we got a little bit of a report this month, and attended a couple of meetings this month with nothing really to report other than San Bernardino County. It's always fun to listen to the public comments.
Yeah.
And IEUA had my chiefs meeting. Did have a CSDA legislative meeting, and pretty much right now there's nothing new to report from that either. And I think, Angela, I think you were on that meeting as well. Attended the FDAC conference and completed my ethics and harassment training. I did it in person this time. Usually we do that online, and I was glad to do that in person. But I did want to comment on the chief and the program that he was part of. There were 4 people on the panel, and I believe you spoke most of the time, Chief, but you did an excellent job. I made our district proud, gave kudos to everybody in the district, to the all the staff, the union, you guys, everybody that was involved in our relationships with our electeds on how to procure those funds and how we did it, and just did a really good job, Chief. I just want to commend you on that. I also attended the SCAG conference. That was a nice conference also. And it's nice that we're represented well with SCAG now. That's Southern California Association of Governments. Kurt Hagman is the new chair, and Ray Marquez is the second vice president. And there's mainly 4 people on that board. Past president, president, first vice president, second vice president. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and conclude my remarks. I already talked about the CIM tour. I did that yesterday, and it was eye-opening to go out there, and the warden did say that if anybody wanted to tour that, work through the chief, and he'd arrange the tour if he'd like to tour that facility.
Thank you, John. Director Howie.
Thank you, Harvey. I guess I can piggyback on a few that I attended both those with John, so I'll make those short. But I attended a council meeting on the 16th, met with the chief on the 17th, went to the conference for the FDAC, and yeah, you're right, John. Chief did an excellent presentation on our lobbying efforts, and I think it was well attended, and I think you opened the eyes of a bunch of people who never thought that they would have a chance to even think about trying to get some funding from the state or from the feds. So that was you did a great job. Attended the Chino Hills State of the City, and that was a great event. Well attended, a little different this year than normal, but it was well done. You guys did a great job. The SCAG conference also, and then last night's Chino Council meeting. My old friend Glenn Duncan was honored with being inducted into the Chino Hall of Fame. So the Historical Society, he's got a plaque up inside of the community building now, and it's a big honor to get. Not very many people in the Chino Hall of Fame, and Glenn was honored last night, and I was happy to be part of that, and very I thought it was very well deserved for him for sure. Okay, that's all my comments. Thanks.
Thank you. Director Krieger.
All right, part of my privilege of being on this board is I get to attend other fun community meetings, and Chino Hills City Council meetings have not disappointed, as well as the school district has not disappointed. So business-wise, they're both doing okay. Outside of business, it's interesting. And I'll leave it at that. I attended, as was mentioned, the Crossroads Park Inclusive Park last night. It's great to see that park being utilized. I was on the Parks and Rec Commission for 6-7 years, and it was one of the most underutilized parks, so I'm hoping that will really bring it up. Met with the chief, the State of the City event, and I attended a USC program that was sponsored by the CSDA, and had to do with resiliency, and a lot of it had to do with alternative technologies as far as like solar. And what's funny is they had somebody talking about alternate methods of making electricity, and right after that was the Southern California Edison person who said, absolutely not possible within our grid. So one group, spent an hour telling us about how great all this is, and then SCE said, absolutely not possible for right now. So it was just funny to hear that. I want to welcome Froylan and Ryan to the district, and I don't know if you're going to address this or not, but the press conference was yesterday, and I asked the chief, if we were moving forward with a support letter for the city of Chino and Chino Hills, and I believe you signed something tonight to that effect. So is that going to the governor?
Yeah, I was gonna comment to that, but yes.
I'll let you comment on that.
Yeah.
Good enough. That's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Vice President Ramos Evinger.
Okay, I had the privilege, as well as Director Krieger, to attend Chino Hills council meeting. Also attended Friends of Boys Republic Open House, which is always a joy to go and spend time there. Had our agenda review meeting. Everything that we discussed was on the agenda today. Fire Safe Council meeting, the Chino Hills State of the City event. Had my monthly meeting with the fire chief, and the Crossroads Park grand reopening, and it's a beautiful park. Yeah, I have a lot of memories of taking my children when they were younger to that park, so it's really nice to see all the improvements and making it a nice place for everybody. I too want to welcome Froylan as well as Ryan Moore. Welcome to the family, and you couldn't have picked a better place to choose to come to work with. It's a great, great district. And I'm going to talk about Austin, because not only do I know Austin here, but I also know Austin and his family personally. I've known his wife her entire life, and a wonderful family, and I'm so happy for them. I was really sad to get the news, but I couldn't be happier, because it's a great thing for their family. And with that, I want to, oh my goodness, once again thank the foundation for that. You have no idea what a tremendous help the donation to the Fire Safe Council is going to do. We're still fundraising, and right, Charlie, and we appreciate every little bit, every donation that is contributed. Thank you. And then to all the mothers in this room, happy Mother's Day this weekend. Yeah, we love you gals, and thank you for your hard work to our community, and everything that you do for us as a board. And yeah, thank you. That's all.
All right, thank you. So yeah, several meetings, agenda meeting, Chino meeting. I'm sorry I missed the park reopening, but we had a Chino council meeting last night. I attended the Chino Hills State of the City address, very, very nicely done. I love all the unsung heroes. I love this, hearing about these people and the stories of things people are doing that most of it I'm not aware of until an event like that brings it to light. So I appreciate you doing that. Want to thank the fire district and our fire personnel for participating, attending, and supporting the corn feed run with the presence there. I don't believe we had any issues, but knowing that we have personnel right there on site in case something does happen with that many people is very much appreciated. Attended the round table also with the Young Kim round table, SCAG meeting. Let's see here. Bingo was a lot of fun. I think that was that one of the bigger 50/50s?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so again, fire personnel were there selling tickets. people couldn't resist. I don't know what it was, but it sure worked out well. So again, thank you for your support at that event. Also want to welcome Froylan and Ryan, and yeah, sorry to see Austin leave, but it sounds like a wonderful opportunity for him, but a big hole in for us at the district, and especially for you, Danielle, to have to deal with. So, but we wish him the best. We are in support and concerned, as you mentioned, about what's going on at CIM. It certainly impacts the district as well, and certainly our cities and our police. It affects everybody who lives and works in these cities, and we all should be very, very concerned about it. We did issue a letter that we are going to be sending on to the governor in support of this, so that was signed today, and we'll be going out in support of the efforts, and please keep us informed. Anything else we can do to help be a part of, or anything else we can do to support that whole effort, because it certainly is a major concern to all of us. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and I agree. Thank you, Fire Foundation. That was awesome. Fire Safe Council could use the help, and that's just tremendous. Thank you. Don't forget, we have groundbreaking on May 30th, and I agree on Mother's Day is coming up, so don't forget, take care of your moms, and have a wonderful day. And let's see here. So now this meeting will be adjourned to a regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Chino Valley Independent Fire District to be held Wednesday, June 12, 2024 at 6 p.m. at the Fire District Administrative Headquarters located at 14011 City Center Drive, Chino Hills, California, 91709. We are adjourned.